What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another drawing tutorial. Brock Lesnar with man bun and beard. Requested by Alex. Landscape page. Use a pencil, use an eraser. Hit pause. If I go too fast, we're going to start with his head. Probably have to zoom in. It's a bit small. I wanted to fit in the tattoo on his chest because it's ridiculously cool. So we'll go like head up here. I'll zoom in. And then we'll go diagonal first. Right, and then like his brow kind of comes across his eye as well, so it kind of goes like pretty flat and down that way. So this is like his eyelid line too, so kind of like his brow comes like kind of around from that. We'll get the bottom eyelid in, so we'll go sort of like a tear duct area, but of course Brock Lesnar does not cry. How dare you? And then he has kind of sharp corners. Go there, maybe. Okay. Now I'm leaving a gap there. You don't have to. You could bring the line the whole way across. But I think in this case, because his eyes are so small, I'm just going to leave a bit of a gap and do his pupil and iris coming down. Sometimes it's a good way of doing realistic sort of human eyes, or sort of smaller eyes. That's just my opinion though. Some people might disagree. Pupil, black pupil. He's staring sort of intensely forward. Just a circle sort of touching that top eyelid line. And then like he's kind of like his nose is like kind of broken maybe. So it's like his bags underneath his eyes are kind of like that kind of. So that's kind of like his nose line kinda. But you'll know what I mean when I come to it. So his eyebrows, blonde. Pretty big eyebrows. They're very blonde, like they're white. But, he's frowning pretty heavy. So let's do it this way. So we'll go like here. Start it that way, and then we'll just start going back. Like so, right? Right, so he's like his brow is like pronounced, like it's like he's taking a lot of punches, so it's kind of like that. So we'll go over and we're going to do this, copy this basically. So but your width between the eyes is an eye, so measure his eye, come over that much, and that's where his next tear duct starts. So you can roughly fit an eye in between his two eyes, and then we go again. And again, this is like his brow sort of eyelid area. We'll just do a little spike here in the corner. And then a tear duct here. And again, if you want to bring those together completely, you can. So I'll kind of leave a bit of a gap. And then we'll do that sort of half circle. Coming down from top eyelid. pupil sort of touching. Top eyelid there. Right, and then again we have sort of some lines like bags underneath his eyes, like his brow going that way, and then like that nose line, it's real pronounced. So starting sort of here, and then a heavy frowning eyebrow again. Okay, now nose. So like the bridge of his nose kind of has this curve on it there. And like a very round front of his nose. So let's try it this way. So we'll go nostril, and then the pointy part. It's really pointy. And like the skin of the nostril comes out around there. And noses can be tricky things, especially when they're like unusually big like this one. So it's like the round part of his nose here. It's quite, it stands out a bit, you know. It's usually I wouldn't draw the tip of the nose in like that, but I think because of the way his is, I think I should maybe. Right, and that's all you'd want to really draw for that. So it's like his cheeks come out from the corners of the nostrils then, you know, so it's kind of like that kind of thing. Right, so then he's all like beard, right? So all hair, the mustache part coming down from the corners of his nose first. So say like there, hairy, sketchy sort of beard lines. And like the top of that mustache then. Real sort of full Santa beard. And so his mouth then in there, pretty serious, sort of flat mouth. Bottom lip sort of just. and hair. You know, that shape beard have, they come around the chin, kind of around in a sort of small little circle there. Right, and his beard is huge. So it's very, like it's very square is the only way I can describe it. So like, say it goes up towards his ear, like around his cheek there, and then it comes down square. So like his chin would be probably there, say like eyebrow to nose. That space is usually what brings you down, gives you the distance for his chin. But because his beard is so long, we're going to go down a bit lower than that and just start adding beard lines, right? And it's like it's like follows his jaw. So there's like you know, kind of a sharp sort of jaw area, kind of. Like, you know, you can add textures everywhere then if you want. Okay. So, head is unusually shaped. It's like the head kind of hugs the ears. Is that right? Let's see. He's got like cauliflower going on. Right, so say like his cheekbone kind of goes around the eyebrow sort of area there, right? It's kind of high up, kind of curves in. And then the ear comes out that way. Right, but his ears are kind of tight to his head because he's like a wrestler kind of guy. So the ear comes out there as well. And he's got like cauliflower ear real bad on this one. For anyone who doesn't know cauliflower ear, it's like when your ears get like, they look like cauliflowers. They get like cartilage, you know, from wrestling and friction and stuff, and they get filled with fluid, and anyway, it's not nice. Rugby players and fighters get it mostly. Okay, so that's the ear lines, more or less. So he's got like a high cheekbone there actually as well. Just put something in like that, so sort of. Okay, so his head is real round, comes out from like the top of the ear. It's kind of pointy. Yeah, it is a pointy sort of, goes up. So it's a real sort of egghead kind of shape. And it has a couple of bumps in it. Like, he's an odd shaped skull. Right, kind of like that. And then we have the man bun, right? So his head is like all shaved along the sides, but we got, like, you can't, we can just see, say, hair, the man bun thing tied up here. and his hair is just like all shaved along the side. So you could leave it kind of like skin color here, you know, or you could add like some light kind of dots and dashes sort of for texture, because it's like stubble or something, you know, blonde stubble. Just down along the side there. And we'll finish his ponytail. So it just bumps along here, and then, you know, it's kind of like tied quite tightly at the back. Textures there on it. And then like brow frowning. Okay. Right, so I'm doing him with sort of gloves up, right? So he's a tank of a man. He's a bull. He's a bull in human form. Make a great logger. Trapezius muscles are huge. Okay, let's see. So like we can see like a little bit of his neck, I think, here, because he kind of turns side on, right? And then this trapezius muscle goes that way. It becomes his shoulder as well. The other one's slightly higher up, and he's got like a fist here. But say center of his chest there, and then like a chest muscle going that way, other chest muscle going that way, and then his neck muscles should go in here. But like again, this is like all muscly muscles. So these are his pectoral muscles, so they kind of go down and up then, like, and it sort of goes into his bicep kind of there, and then around that way. Got a nipple there, and his other nipple would be there maybe. And then his like abs and oblique muscles and stuff here. He got that tattoo in here, but say like maybe some ab. He doesn't have like really defined abs. They're kind of, you know, he's got like a bodybuilder physique, so it's kind of this kind of thing. Like more of a wrestler type. So 2 fists up, gloved hands, and then we'll attach to the shoulder. Say like his shoulder is like here, right? And there's like a fist in here and a fist in here. So let's just do that, right? So we got like gloved knuckles. So they're kind of like oddly shaped. So it comes sort of back this way. Down, right? And then we just go here. There's all this stitching lines on it as well. His pinky is like wrapped up into here, so just do this kind of UFC glove thing. It comes around his wrist. Okay, that's kind of the shape of it. But we can see, is that his thumb or his fingers? So let's say like each of these goes back a bit. Because it's a glove, maybe there's like a bit of his finger there. And like some stitching lines, you know, that gloves have, they have these like extra sort of lines that come down the sides of things. Okay, and that'd be sort of a black glove. And then his forearm kind of comes out. It's kind of like, I always say forearms kind of remind me of bowling pins. I know that's kind of oversimplified, but that's what they do remind me of. Kind of like that. And then his like tricep there. Then like a shoulder muscle. I'm going to try and do the other hand then, so like his, it's in a different position, so it goes, and then we'll do that tattoo. So we'll go like around, it's kind of like a rounder knuckle lines. You can see kind of the inside of the glove. So each of them would be a finger, like the top of his UFC glove thing. Kind of comes around his hand. And then this is like wrapped around his pinky. There's like a stitching line here. You can just see, I think, the palm of his hand, like his wrist. Then we can see some fingers coming out of the gloves. And then his thumb just kind of sticks out here, I think. Right, so then we get like his bicep is like pressed up against his arm there, and then again the forearm pretty wide. So we'll do it like boom. Okay, so I'd say that's his face, and just some textures on. Right, we've got to do his sword, his like Native American chest sword. This is kind of all gray, right? But I'll draw it in as best I can. So it's kind of like straight coming down here. I wonder what the story is behind this. I think I remember reading about it one time, but I remember when he joined UFC years ago. It was crazy. The hype was real. Right, so you got that, and so it's all gray sort of inside. And then we have the handle of it, sort of like a little V. It's got various kind of spikes and details and stuff. And then it's like a grenade handle or something. You know, like knuckle duster sort of hand details, or kind of like that. Okay. But I think that's the best I can do for our boy Brock. Hope it's helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.